catching fish. You know, the other day when, like, after I saw the fox, and then on my way back, I saw a little bird, like a cock robin, I think, with the red neck, and it had a little worm in its beak, and basically, hello. Basically, I mean, I noticed it like 1 second like too late. Like I was pretty much taking the next step, and it was like the vibe was like I could feel that it would have trusted me if I had stayed there and been patient. And yet I only noticed it at that time that was an opportunity there, but the opportunity was there. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. She just talked to me as if she knew me, but she doesn't. Fine. I don't know if he's watching me or the fish. He's probably like really like, what's it called? Focused on like any fish. Don't know how to like explain it well. I feel a bit bad. Like it's my fault that it flew away, but I didn't notice it would have stayed. But it was actually, I noticed that the significance of that moment too late. I noticed too late that this actually fit right in. That was another trust moment. And there was another one because there was basically a river and there was a duck sleeping on it, and I only noticed it was sleeping after I was like, there was like the fence here, and I was standing there and said hello duck, and that's when it woke up. But I didn't and in that moment when I woke up, it was the moment that I realized it had been sleeping, or he or she, well he actually, oh yeah, this time you can tell it was a he, because it's a duck, or he was a duck, so you can see it. So and then of course when you wake up and suddenly there's like a human standing in front of you, if you're an animal, you're like, he got quite shocked or surprised, to say the least, and moved away. But there was that element of trust there, except if it had, like, in a more ideal version of that moment, it was actually there, because I noticed that bird was literally like sitting there. If I had noticed, because I was just lost my thoughts of, you know, actually, because I'd done some grocery shopping, and then I was like, my mind was with taking those bags home and kind of wanted to just not have to carry it, and just my whole mind was like lost there. And yet I don't know how to tell the story nicer, because obviously that's how it went, but it was one of those moments. There was a little birdie would have trusted. I was about to, like, it was still sitting there on the sidewalk, and umsichtig. If I'd been more umsichtig, if I'd been more like, I don't know. But the moment was like, the potential was there. And then at the same time, if I just noticed it like a moment earlier, then could have had the same trust, like with the fox with that bird, and the duck. If I'd noticed it, it was sleeping, it was quite tranquil. And then I'd only stepped to the water a little bit. It's like, there's another situation here. Honestly, this is just so beautiful. I saw earlier that they're planning on reopening schools and cafes on the 11th of May. Especially the algae. Oh, he got one.
Jävlar.
Oh. In public. Not the best idea. We need to put everybody through, but let's. Oh, I don't wanna ihn vertreiben. I don't want him to get scared too, but I wanted tell you the beauty of the moment. How do I? It's like potentially, I could just tell that they were also trusting, and I noticed it like 1 second too late. So if I just stay a bit more, like, not alert, but like aware of what's going on around me. I just wanted to go home. The shopping bag was heavy. Okay, I don't want him to fly. Stay. Don't money. Okay, something with my clothes got caught in these. But my mom used to say, you have to think, please stay. For when you think, don't fly away or don't leave, then they pick up on that thought of yours, and they think that's what you're asking them. Because in thoughts, there's no, right? Our thoughts look like, if we think, I hope this doesn't happen, we're thinking about that thing happening, right? Because we're thinking about that thing. So there's a no in language, but apparently, and this is me passing it on from having been told it, but this has worked. I have tried it sometimes. I think, oh, should I leave? And then like, you try to like, even the Dog Whisperer, if you watch shows like that, Jackson Galaxy, they always kind of say stuff like, it's your energy, you know, that influences the animal. And the owners are always surprised. At the end, they say, I got a dog whisperer, but I thought I was getting a dog trainer, but it wasn't for the dog or about the dog, it was me. So it's quite interesting because they learn just as much. So like, I don't know if that's something I've learned from experience, because sometimes it sounds a bit out there and interesting when to some people these phrase things in certain ways, but you know, might as well pass it on, not that I'm talking about it, because you know, if you're sitting there calm, you calm yourself, tranquil, patient, staying, waiting for the trust to be established, relaxed, harmonic. It definitely obviously encourages trust more than like, obviously if you're scared or freak out, oh my god, this and that animal, then obviously they will pick that up. Just like we do too. Each other's energy. There was a girl looking at me. I don't know if she thought I was talking to myself, but and he is being patient. He or she. He's had to stare at the water, trying to find a fish. Also, it's like really hard to like tell if you got a fish or not, he or she, because from far away, it might have been, I don't know, some mud, but also like basically hi there. I always found, you know, being German. Oh hey, another dog. No, like being German, I always found quite weird to get used to calling animals it. In German, we have 3 articles, and so the article for one animal might be female article, so and the other one a male, so you would just call them in accordance with the article. And over here, people kind of, when it's a pet, they call them what the gender is. It's like they have a relationship with that animal, but if they don't know it as a wild animal, they just say it. And I know I am saying it, and I'm wondering if people think I'm weird for not saying it, and yet it's strange because it was like, to me it sounded like I'm talking about an object. I'm not talking about an object. They're sentient beings. They have soul, and you know, they're part of nature. Even though apparently, like, some say that they have, like, I don't know what the English word is, but their souls are more connected to each other, like Teilseelen, or it's like they're more one because they're so connected to nature. But it's not something I have learned from experience, so I can't really speak on that. But a different idea of beings, you can't take that away from them. So it's interesting. Different languages capture things differently. of course, the article in English there's only one, which just makes it way easier to learn the language, and it's just the, so you don't have that option, and you can't always tell. But with ducks, you could. But I think there's a point to respecting them, or acknowledging them as sentient beings, as souls. Also came here for a reason. I don't know what their purpose. I think, as far as I have learned, their purpose is to support us in our journey. But they also come here to they experience things. He's just catching a fish, and it's like you can't not acknowledge that. And you know what? I'm like, oh, this bird's so cute, and I'm so happy for him or her when they got a fish, even the bird with a worm. But then I'm like, oh, the bird, they're like, oh, the bird is so cute. Oh, well, the worm is also cute. It's like, oh, the fish is also cute. I'm like, oh yeah, you got one. Oh, the fish is so cute. Poor fish. And I wish I'm happy for the fish to swim around freely, but I'm happy for him to eat something. I don't know. But anyways, it's funny. It's also funny about me who thinks about worms, that they're cute. I don't wanna disturb him too much. Hey, catch another one. Focus on your fish. Go on. People are looking at me. I don't know if they know that I'm filming this. Like, why is she talking? I was talking to the bird. Oh yeah, I know it's visually showing the people, but I never want to film somebody without like their consent, I guess. Unless if you can't even tell about it. Ooh, he's back at it. Are you going to get one? Well, maybe that concludes the update for today. Oh, actually, I have so many things on my mind. And yet, I want it to be a mumbo jumbo. No, I think I just want to be better prepared. But I don't know if that's what stops you from just doing it. Anyway, it's beautiful. Ooh, we've been wandering. And we meaning there was another man who must be another local neighbor. And I kind of had wanted the same thing, all this white stuff. But it's algae, and now I can see clearly that it's sun-dried algae, because it looks so white. I didn't know the sun can bleach algae that much. But it can. Wait, he got one. Did he? He or she? Oh, poor fishies. Is it a fish or a froggy? How much are you gonna eat? I feel like all that dressing fits in with tranquility, with the water, because I noticed how tranquil the water was when I was like walking past, when I met the duck and the that little birdie, the robin. Yeah. Might it be? Is that picking up? Oh, it's gone. Too quick. Hey, look at my. I'm not gonna do this video. And I was just standing at the water. I'm like, it's so tranquil. Like I loved how tranquil it was, and I love the sound of water. And I wish I'd had some battery left to film at that time, and thought to do so. Because why? Because I was just carrying the shopping bag home. But yeah, then I could have shown that and reported that live as well. But I'm getting to talk about it now, and there's water to be seen. At least kind of visually fits in, and yeah. But tranquility, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't even said it on camera, I think. But I posted it on Facebook on the same day. Was it the next day? And yeah, it's kind of so beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. It's so tranquil, and just the little bit of gurgling of the water. It was like a little bit of movement, but a lot of stream. I love like tranquil kind of static stream, and it's beautiful. Hey, actually, the person whose footstep I tried to step or started to step actually once said that apparently that God is that static energy, and it's interesting. I didn't know that. Aside from a constant change, and apparently she met him. I let's see, didn't. So, it's just something I'm reporting that part. But I thought it was interesting, and it like fits in it because it reminds me of that. But like tranquil, it was like so nice, like you belong or something. It's like when I watched the video, even with the fox, I'm like, oh wow, I feel really good. Like, just the way it was said, or just that vibe was like. So I think it fits right in. And I'm going to go ahead and continue the walk I was going to take. And it's interesting that people keep stopping. I don't know, they also just stop. Like, I don't know, every time when I'm alone and I stop, then the next people start stopping. But it's like interesting because I guess I thought that the local neighbors, that they would kind of already be used to it. Oh yeah, but they're not any more than I am. It's pretty cool. And as we have heard, nature has healed and has begun to heal. So just one quick show of all the plants that are around. But yeah, bye, Fischreier. Oh, I learned that heron, and there's another word with something, something. Don't let me say corona. Something with I keep forgetting, keeps slipping my mind. I read it somewhere in like a nature reserve where we used to live in an old place. There was this thing anyway. They had like this sign and it said it, and I was like, I didn't realize there's two. But then my dad was talking to me and he mentioned the two German words. I'm like, oh, right, yeah, there are two words even in German. I was like, but something with C, I think, something like that. So don't mind me if I mentioned the wrong one, but I'm gonna keep saying heron until I remember the other one and can tell the difference. At least I keep remembering heron now because I used to not even remember one of them, so that's good. Like, these are not some detailed words, you don't learn them in school, like you don't really like learn them. So, well, goodbye, mate. Keep seeing this guy all the time. Well, which back to trust, you come back every other day and like, meet them again, they get used to you. I don't know, but obviously if you take your time to establish the trust, which this guy is way too busy catching fish, very focused. But the foxwag and I actually, to be honest, did not go back on that day, but I might know where to find her. I want to take it to her now. Oh no, I'm going to get stuck again. Well, another reason to take your time. Okay, I'm gonna do that off camera. I guess I can't walk and talk because I'm stuck. But also, I'd seen the foxes in the other corner all the time, so I didn't know if I would see them again, him or her. No, I'm gonna just say her now. But it was nice. It was a nice encounter, and yeah, I might actually, because the place where I see them is not too far up. I just realized that I was saying. Okay, well, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you liked this video, and I hope you liked the fox one too. And I will see you in the next one. Oh, I was thinking maybe it's a good idea to say the dates. Gosh, and I have to keep in lockdown keep track of them. I think it's the 18th of April 2020, but if not, but they'll be like, you'll have a rough idea. But I might get into that, just so, because later on you can tell them apart more easily. And if you watch it way later, then you have an idea when it was. Bye, Heron. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, people.